Well, it's been almost a month since Iowa Hawkeye women's head basketball coach Lisa Bluder stepped away from the sidelines after 24 years leading the black and gold. Tonight, our own David Warrington talks with her about her legendary career and the importance of family.
For some, former Iowa head coach Lisa Bluder is a mentor. For others, just somebody they see on TV. But for me, what was it like seeing your nephew cover your games all the way to the Final Four?
It was awesome. I'm so proud of you, David.
She's Aunt Lisa.
This aunt is pretty happy and proud of her nephew.
It's a family relationship that made the professional path my life took that much more special. Growing up, I spent countless days here at Carver Hawkeye Arena supporting my aunt and her women's basketball team as they competed on the floor. Little did I know my professional life would bring me back to this arena where I grew up, this time on the baseline, shooting the action. My love of sports that led me to where I am today began at those games in Carver. For Lisa, her love for the game of basketball goes back to a gift from her dad.
When I was growing up in Marion, my dad put up a basketball hoop in the backyard for my two older brothers, and they could care less about it. And I was out there wearing out the grass and breaking windows, and so I'm the one that kind of took to it right away. And I mean, at a pretty young age, I mean, like 6, 7 years old, and my parents took me to like the YMCA and the Salvation Army League so that I could be a part of it.
Going back to her time at Linn-Mar, Lisa says basketball has given her countless opportunities.
My love for sports was young in my life and certainly grew at Linn-Mar, but then it gave me an opportunity to go on and play basketball in college. And I was a first-generation college attendee, so I don't know that I would have went to college without basketball. So I'm very, very grateful for what basketball has done for me.
In many ways, Lisa's career has been about people and relationships. A big one has been her multi-decade professional relationship and friendship with Jan Jensen and Jenny Fitzgerald.
I hired them both to come back on my staff at Drake University, and so we've spent like 32 years together, which is an enormous amount of time, and I'm so blessed with that because coaching is pretty emotional. It's you put it out there, you're vulnerable, right? And you have to surround yourself with people you really trust and that have your back, you've got their back.
The bonds formed by Lisa at Iowa also include her players, and she makes an effort to support them even after they've left Iowa City.
Once a Hawk, you're always a Hawk. And those are my girls. Those are my, they become an extension of your family. And so you want to see them do well. And if now I can support them a little bit more, I'm going to take advantage of that. 100
years from now, when everything that happened the last couple of years are just memories, how do you hope that people remember you, your players, and your program on this incredible run?
I hope they remember that we grew the game. That to me is really important, but I also hope they remember the joy that this team played with, that we did set a record in Kinnick and played in front of 56,000 people nearly. I hope those are the things that people remember.
Lisa also reflected on what her and those in her circle were able to transform from a far-fetched dream into a reality.
When Jenny and I came here 24 years ago, we walked into this building and looked around and said, can you imagine, playing with every one of these seats being full? And that was the goal, that was the dream. And you're right, we had curtains that came down around here to turn it into an 8,500 seat arena. But now those curtains have been raised for a couple years, and it's really fulfilling. It's fulfilling to see people enjoying our product, respecting our product, and wanting to support it.
With her coaching career now in the rearview mirror, Lisa looks forward to spending additional time with family.
Your cousin, David, who's also named David, is going to be a senior at Grinnell, and he plays Division III basketball, so I'm going to go watch all of his games. I've missed a lot of his games the last 3 years, and I don't want to do that anymore. For sure, I'm going to travel and enjoy this new phase of my life, but I'm also going to be right here in Carver and in Kinnick cheering on the Hawks, because that is definitely a passion.
And just like any other aunt, mine always has her family's back.
That you need a raise, probably. I think that's probably really important.
In Iowa City, David Warrington, News 7, KWWL.
Well, looking back on her 4 decades of coaching, Lisa says she's proud of the relationship she's built along the way and the legacy she's leaving behind. You can watch more of our interviews with Coach Bluder right now on our website, kwwl.com.